2013. First time this dude ordered something was in 2013. Yo, Doug, you know it's been 10 years?
Oh, yeah.
Should we do something about this 10-year situation?
I got some ideas.
Should we just do like how me and Bo met? How we started the company?
Yeah, that's what we're going to start with. Is like,
Right.
how did we...
I ended up going and helping working with Nick at their health insurance kind of business. Helped him out a little bit there, and that's where I met Doug. And
Yeah, I was the marketing manager for the health insurance brokerage and connected with Bo right away. We were kind of fast friends, I feel like, right
Yeah.
off the bat, and you certainly had a background that was very interesting to me and kind of got us into this world.
Yeah, but I had drag skateboards going still at the same time. It was racks before, and we had drag skateboards. We merged them to become Slide Distribution. In doing so, we had surf brands, 10 of the top 15 skate brands, but I don't know if the scooters are going to fit I sell to surf shops and skate shops. I don't know if the niche is going to really fit. But we said, you know what, whatever, do it. And he said, oh, let me bring your team rider out, and which ended up being Vincent, and who's been with us basically since our inception. But that's when Vincent and I met.
So Fasten started being distributed by Slide Distribution.
And that one brand outsold all of our skateboards 10-1 to Fasten scooters. And we were like, what the hell is going on here? What would you do? And I said, I'd open up a scooter store. And they're like, what? And I said, I'd open up a scooter store. I said, this stuff's killing it. Nobody's building anything. No one's championing this sport.
And Bo was super cool. He was like real into scootering right away, and he kind of noticed like there's no scooter shop in the area.
And we ended up saying, dude, let's do it. So Doug and I pooled our money together with Nick too. We had Nick at the time, and we all got together.
And kind of it was all history from there. Really, he like asked me like what companies to put in the shop, like how to build scooters and everything. And actually, Elliot Arnold, I introduced him real early on, and Nick ended up going to the same tattoo artist as Elliot, so we all kind of like knew each other in a way.
Good start, I'd say. It started a lot different. The first people I remember, obviously it was like Nick, Doug, and Bo, the original owners, and then it was me and Vincent. We're super good homies, so we kind of got in at the same time. We started talking to him, and Nooner was in there.
Oh, shout out to
Yeah, shout out Nooner.
The first year for me was just establishing those relationships with Vincent and Elliot.
Yeah, let's not
Dustin
forget Elliot.
Nooner and Jelly. Those guys taught me so much about the industry and about putting scooters together.
Yeah, we started like building a team and everything, and then I'd say, I don't know how long after it was, but not too long after, our really good friend Jelly Justin, we brought him in, and yeah, that kind of solidified the beginning crew, I think.
But I always just remember those first years. I was like, Nooner, Jelly, come help me fix this. I don't know what I'm doing. So those guys, it was awesome working with those guys when it all started out.
Because of that, I think we all just had chemistry straight away and everything worked really well. And Elliot and I were like really good friends with pretty much every rider in the industry. So we introduced everyone to Bo, Doug, and Nick, and yeah, it just like exploded from there.
It was perfect to start out in.
It was a little cozier. I could say that for sure. I mean, it was just smaller, but it kind of had that boutique vibe.
And I remember walking in and they had these socks, and I was like, damn, those are some cool socks. And then everybody seemed cool. That's when I met Jelly. They was so old school, they were writing like paper receipts with like the tear off to the yellow, which I thought was beast. I was like, wow. And the bathroom was mad tiny, and there was like scoot or die like spray painted on the door, like mad massive. And I was like, wow, these guys really got it figured out.
The big farm jam, our first one we had, it was like in the parking lot behind the shop, and we just had this massive trailer that had all these like death-defying obstacles. Like,
We talked about it, I didn't really think about it, and then Andy's like, hey, I got the trailer, and it was so crazy. Like, the thing was insane. We were just like, like, what? That's what my immediate thought. I was like, we talked about it, we like drew out plans, and then we went there. Or Andy just hit me up, and I showed up, and it was parked in the parking lot of the AO warehouse, and I was just like, oh God, what have we done? Like, and that was it. Like, no one got seriously injured, luckily, but people threw down. Probably my favorite scooter event that has ever happened. It was just pure carnage. We were grilling and chilling. Some gnarly tricks went down. There were a lot of people from out of the US that were here. Shout out Tanner Wilson for board slide bri flipping off that. Oh my God.
But yeah, no, it was small shop, and within a year and a half, the property manager was coming to us like, yo, there's 30 kids sitting in front of your little store. Do you need more space? We have this spot up, on the other side. So that's kind of how our current store in San Diego was born. And as soon as we saw it, we're like, we could put some ramps in here. We can do some things.
Yeah.
And
freaking skate park in the back. So like when I do feel inspired, I can pop in and do a little nose mammal.
Getting the skate park? We got a skate park? That was insane. Like,
I remember I saw Dan Barrett doing some crazy wall rides I didn't think were possible right when the barnyard opened, so that really stuck out to me because I was just like, dude, the walls are kind of like crusty and like jagged, so it just like blew my mind that he was doing wall rides on that stuff. It was super sick.
we just had the same skate park for years, and it's like you're gonna start thinking of new ideas eventually,
I remember Jordan Clark 5-flare in the back corner really stuck out to me, and Max Peters backflipped a little A-frame, which also really stuck out to me.
Yeah, some of the most creative things I think we've ever filmed, or I've ever filmed on a scooter was in there.
But Cooper Elger, I remember, did 50 on the up rail to finger whip back to board, or I guess it would be a lip slide, but that was also a super crazy trick that stood out to me a lot. And Elliot's done so many sick things in the barnyard, too many to count.
Oh yeah, the mini scooters, man. That was a whole. It started out I don't remember. I think this guy was chopping them down to make them smaller for kids, but then we just started because we had old handlebars and stuff that were bent. We were just like, let's just make them smaller and smaller, and we got the crossbar was touching the clamp. It was Those are some good times, and then people were riding them yeah.
Well, to me, it's just crazy to see all the different parts and companies that have come in and out of the sport since I've started. Even right now, looking at the glass windows here, there's so many different wheels, so many different parts, and I just never would have imagined. So
It's a lot better. It's way better. Things are bigger. Looking back on this wall, materials have gotten better. Stuff has gotten either better looking or massively uglier.
The progression, like the guys who were, our locals, the guys who come every day are 12, 14, ripping around, crazy all day. That was Tommy Christiana, that was, Vincent, that was all these guys. Years ago, they were little park rats, and now they've progressed to just riding more. And they're still coming here and tear up the park as good as anybody. But they've just expanded their stuff more. They've opened it up, and they've gone outside, and they find outdoor mediums, and they find, but it's not just doing the gnarly street stuff, which is insane.
Yeah.
Their style, they've added so much style to it. So now it's like progressed where it's its own thing. It's got its own style. It's got its own clean lines. It's got its own unique tricks.
The greatest things I think I saw was the change in like street jams. Like in the beginning, it just started out. It was a very like niche thing. They only did it in like Paris. I don't know if there were some other ones, but it was very small. And then when they started traveling to other places, we hit a real boom in scootering, I think, for the street. It got a lot gnarlier, and I really think that helped the growth of scootering.
I think I hung out at a skate shop growing up, and it's really cool to provide the same thing that was provided for me for the youth that is into the same stuff that I'm into. So I had this guy Dave at Adrenaline that ended up being Jeff after that because he sold it to Jeff. They were both incredible people. But they walked me through life, and I just hung out in there and chilled, and now kids get to come in here and do that, and even they might be annoying sometimes. They might ask too many questions, but they're stoked to be in here, and I'm stoked to host them and create an environment that's safe and inspiring.
This one time when my friend Domo, who also rides for the farm, he hit me up and was like, hey, the Scooter Farm is interested in sponsoring you. Let me know if you're interested. I did come into the shop and I met the guys, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely interested to join this team. Everyone seems super cool. So
November 20th, 2015. I remember the exact date. I remember Clayton Lindley used to work at Claremont texting me. It was like, yo, Domo, pull up to the skate park. It's an emergency. I was like, what? What do you mean it's an emergency? And he was like, it's an emergency. You got to come right away. And I was like, interesting, okay. So I get home, throw all my scooter stuff in my aunt's car. She drove me to the skate park. I get out. I walk into the office. They used to have an office. And Charlie, the old manager of Claremont, was right there along with Nick Steiner, old former Scooter Farm manager. And they were like, do you know why you get into the skate park for free now? And I was like, no. They're like, because you're now sponsored by the Scooter Farm. And I was just in shock, absolute disbelief. God, I'm even lighting up right now talking about it. It's just, and everyone was just in the office applauding me, clapping, and ended up session. Right after that, Claremont, old vibes. It was just all around a great feeling. Such a core memory in my scootering career for sure. And I'm just glad I've stuck with the farm ever since. It's been a journey. I'm glad to call the farm my family.
Second best part is my boss is sick as hell. Doug's the man.
I think one of my favorite memories is when we opened up here.
Oh yeah, true.
We flew a lot of our riders out here. It was just fun being around everybody. It was exciting and new, and this is an amazing facility. It's an Olympic training facility, and to have all of, seeing the bikes and the skaters riding with all the scooter riders and all that was really fun.
That was awesome.
And it's cool, it's been 4 years now, and it's at this time of year, so I've been looking at the memories. I was like, God, that was such a great time having everybody from out west come out here and really help us put ourselves on the map on the East Coast.
I always want to try to stay involved with the sport just because I love it so much, and it's just a part of me. So I don't see myself going anywhere away from scootering.
Getting support from someone like Daniel was
Yeah.
huge for, I think, our industry, but
It
us,
was.
us too.
Yeah. Then we showed a video, and he snuck in like the back door here, came in and like went up top and was watching. And we didn't even know he was here. And we're like watching the video, we're getting everyone hyped up, you know, and he was just saying, dude, like, it was so cool to see because it was just like all of our sports back in the day, like the hype and the vibe and the excitement and the rawness. And then we came out here, we put a shop here, and then we got Daniel back in it. He backed it, put his foot down, like, we want to do like a huge community. I want everyone to come out. We want to bring all these people out. So trying to figure out how to do it. And they have some greenways out here in North Carolina. Pretty excited about that.
I'd say probably the biggest inspirations, honestly, would be Jelly and Vincent. Like, because they were riding long before I was riding. I used to skate at Claremont Skate Park. So I'd always see them riding. Vincent was and then I started scootering. We all started chilling, and Vincent was the first one out of everyone to get sponsored. So it was just like, what? That's crazy. It was like mind-blowing. You're getting paid to ride a scooter? We're like 17.
How it kind of combines every action sport into one. Like, you can spin and like be free like a rollerblader. You can grind like a skateboard, and then you can do whips and bars like a bike. So just like endless creativity, I feel like.
People that stand out for me would be like Ryan Ruegg, Badger, otherwise known as Badger. Other than that, Devin Slidowski, Lil Sevdev. Everybody, we have like the Chicago Jam every year. I didn't go this year, but that entire group of people, that's like every single person that shows up at Musty's house during that time of year are gonna be like my friends for life. Christian Dean.
John Dev, obviously.
Say Dylan Morrison is probably my favorite rider nowadays.
Hunter Bechtel. Shout out Hunter.
Nick Scoots.
Like Dan Barrett, obviously.
Nolan Shoemaker. I actually had a poster of him on my wall. It was like an old what was his sponsor, Micro.
Lou Hobbs.
Shout out Jake Hershey.
John Hamrick. That's my dog. And we did this stuff together. He filmed my first like videos, and we did everything together for like 10 plus years.
I fucking miss Jelly, man. That's another one. I miss the times with the gel in the store.
I think we've done a lot in 10 years, and I'm more excited now than ever about what's to come. I'm very proud that we're still here. A lot of other businesses couldn't make it, so.
I've been with Scooter Farm since the beginning, and it's crazy that it's the 10-year anniversary right now, and just always been super stoked to be a part of this shop. It's been a big family for me, and I've loved every second of it, so yeah. Scooter Farm for life.
10 years.
10 years, baby.
Dougie Fresh brought me donuts. They're so good.
Oh hey, what's up? This your first time here? That's awesome. Come check it out. Just wait till you see the barnyard, man. So yeah, man, this is our storefront. We got everything from helmets to shirts to just about any deck that you can think of that's on the market.
What's up, man?
But you know, the scooter farm is so much more than that. Let's go back here and talk to Jell.
The farm really wants to push the boundaries and possibilities of the scooter industry, as well as the sport itself. They also want a cool place for us to kick it.
So whether you're looking to freshen up your whip or stop by and get some clips with the homies, the Scooter Farm's got your back.